Testing. Yeah.
Right, okay, Staffs County Senior League is the
Yeah.
last but not least. Bowling Green in 15th place, taking on Abbeywood
Yeah.
United Reserves in 16th, and Wolfhampton United hosting Leek
What?
CSOD.
Just that?
Wolfhampton in 8th, Leek CSOD in 5th.
Yeah. Oh, fair.
Hello.
Really? Well, three years. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, it's a bit behind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It just doesn't seem, organised to me. I think looking at the weather, they're not really looking to play in second.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's live commentary from Harrison Park as we bring you the pitching in Northern Premier League West Division match between Leek Town and Marine. Marine are, of course, on top of the league But we're knocked out of the FA Trophy in midweek. Leek are currently 6th, 1 point off the playoffs and looking for consecutive wins in the league.
Yeah, I think part of the reason this now is actually how you pull that off, because I know that Oxford last week their match eventually was called off. Loads of volunteers came out and said, yeah, we'll clear this stadium because there wasn't anything actually going on of anything but netball for snowshoeing. So there's that big visibility. So I think the danger, I think this match was put off more than anything because of the danger of travel and also possibly the spectator problems because the terracing would obviously been covered with. Well, you've got to
Just a bit of information for you. Just looked it up, and Tim Grice, who makes his 400th appearance this afternoon, is joined with a very, very elite club of Dave Sutton, Chris McMullen, and Danny Leek.
Now, Dave Sutton certainly former Stoke City professional, played for Crewe, who wasn't the leading scorer until Tim Rice took it off him. And I have to say, I'm old enough to have actually had him in my schoolboy football team, Dave Sutton. So that's
So as we get closer to kick-off, I'll just read out the teams, starting with Leek Town, as the players take to the pitch. So starting with Leek Town in goal, number 1, Danny Roberts. Number 2, Jesse Bavanganga. Number 3, Louis Keenan. Number 4, the captain, Mark Grockett. Number 5, Ollie Harrison. Number 6, Josh Ryder. Number 7, Jack Wakefield. Number 8, Billy Reeves. Number 9, Tim Grice. Number 10, Dan Trickett-Smith. And number 11, Rob Stevenson. On the bench for Leek, number 12, Will Saxon. Number 14, Lewis Short. Number 15, Scott Wara. And number 16, Lewis Brownhill. And number 17, Sam Booth. And your Marine team for the afternoon. Number 1, Bailey Passant. Number 2, Josh Solomon Davis. Number 3, Kyle Hayde. Number 4, James Devine. Number 5, Mark Howarth. Number 6, David Raven. Number 7, James Barrigan. Number 8, Alex Doyle. Number 9, Lewis Riley. Number 10, Ryan Wignall. And number 11, Neil Kenji. On the bench for Marine, number 12, David Lynch. Number 14, Matthew Chan. Number 15, the new signing on loan from Southport, George Newell. Number 16, Alex McNally. And number 17, Danny Shaw. It's very wet and windy conditions today in Leek. The rain really is coming down heavily now. Just trying to get a picture of the lineup for Marine. There's a couple of options today. Looking at the team, looking at the players in the team. James Devine, will he be in midfield or will he be back in defence? It looks like he's going to line up in midfield. So straight back for David Raven and Mark Howarth, centre back. Carl Hayden and Josh Solomon Davis at full back. As Leek Town get ready to get us underway. And the ball now is with the fullback, Bavanganga. And an early mistake from him gives Marine a throw in. Marine shooting from left to right as I'm viewing it. In their home kit. And Leek in blue tops and white shorts. Is Wakefield. Oh, it's Solomon Davis now for Marine on the right hand side. Looking for options. He's got Devine centrally for him and he's absolutely wiped out there by Billy Reeves. And it's going to be a free kick to Marine. So an early chance to get the centre-backs into the box. And both have gone forward, David Raven and Mark Howarth at centre-back today. It's going to be Alex Doyle and James Barragan standing over the ball. Looks like it's going to be Barragan. It's a short one. It's cleared on the edge of the box by Reeves. And it's going to go out for a Marine throw-in on the halfway line to be taken by Kyle Hayde on the left-hand side. Back to Howarth, who clears, looking for Riley, but he knows he's offside, so he leaves it. Here's Barragan, though, looking to get in behind. Intercepted by Reeves. Looking down the line for Wakefield. And flicked on towards Grice and cleared in the end by David Raven, out for a throw-in. Deep in the Marine half. So a throw-in will be taken by Jesse Bavanganga. Into Trickett Smith, who can try and get one into the box. He's met by Grockett, but it's cleared in the end by Devine. He's headed by Riley on the centre circle, and he's fouled by Ryder. Riley has just stayed down. Looks like he's taken a knock to the head, but he's back on his feet now, and it's going to be a free kick for Marine. Barragan stood over it, but he's just left it for Howarth, who looks to play it quickly towards Solomon Davis. The wind's just held it up, and it's hit Keenan in the back, and he's just about got away with it and managed to clear. Here's Howarth now facing his goalkeeper, and he does just pass it back to Passant. He's urging his team to get forward in these early minutes. As his clearance is held up in the wind, which looks to be blowing towards his goal. So Marine in the first half will be shooting against the wind. Cleared long by Reeves, as far as David Raven, who meets it. And now is Wignall on a halfway line. It's just headed it into Reeves. Here's Keenan looking to keep it in on this near side, but he's not quite got the pace to keep it in play. It's going to be a throw in for Marine on around the halfway line. Taken quickly by Solomon Davis, back for Raven, who can turn and just plays it across to Howarth. Back out wide for Hayde. He's got Barragan for support, but he looks inside, looking for Wignall, intercepted by Reeves. Wakefield back into Reeves. Here is Grocart on the left with Keenan. Looks to play it into the box. His cross is a little bit wayward, and it's straight into the hands of Passant. And he's just going to take the sting out of the attack. And he clears looking for Riley. He does win the header on towards Kenji. And it's cleared by Harrison, but only as far as Barragan. And a little back heel into the path of Hayde. And his cross is blocked and out for a throw-in. Back to Barragan. Here's Hayde again. Can't quite control, but he will win the throw-in. He's thrown it down the line, looking for Wignall. Too much on the throw, and it's just gone behind for a goal kick, which Roberts will take. Looks as though Leek are going to be playing with two strikers today. Stevenson and Grice. It's picked up by Trickett Smith, trying to get Grice in down the right-hand side. He's in the box now, but he's tracked by Solomon Davis. Plays it back, looking to cross, but Wignall's there. Devine looks to clear, but he's cut out by Harrison. And here's Wignall. A good battle with Reeves there. Tries to play it back for Solomon Davis, a little bit behind him, but he's got there. Plays it back for Raven. Here's Kenji. Looks to pass it into the path of Riley, but here's Bavanganga now, the right back, looking long and intercepted by Raven, who clears. Headed away again by Ryder, and here's Howarth. Bavanganga has it again at his feet, And here's Wakefield looking to get down the right now. Into Stevenson, plays a little 1-2. Here's Wakefield trying to get the better of Haid. Challenge from Haid. But the referee says goal kick. Appeals from some of the Leek players. Some half-hearted appeals, really, for a penalty. Thinks it's good strength from Haid. So his first 7 minutes, the promise for both for Leek. Leek currently 6th in the league. Oh, looks like the referee's not happy with something that Josh Ryder said. So a quick word with him. Maybe his appeals for a penalty were going a bit too far in the referee's eyes. And Passant will get us back underway with the goal kick. Looks long, very central, cleared by Bavin Gangrel as far as Barragan in midfield. And he's beaten to it by Grokart. And yet it's cleared high but not very long from Passant. Maybe it's just caught up in the wind there. And Keenan can come forward with it again if he chooses to. The left back looks down the line for Stevenson. In towards Ryder. And there's Reeves on the ball now. Looking down the line for Stevenson. But cut out by Haid. Back to Howarth on just inside his own box. Looks long for Riley, but it's just intercepted. But the ball is high in the air again. Harrison clearing this time. Here's Riley. Looking to find Kenji with a through ball. And it's cleared. And here is Josh Solomon Davis with the ball now. Inside his own half. Plays it short for Wignall. Back out wide for Devine. It's Wignall again. It's down the line for Riley. It's a poor touch and it's out for throw-in. To be taken by Keenan. Looks inside for Reeves. Reeves looks down the line for Grice. Lets it run for Stevenson, but swept up by Howarth. And eventually cleared by Passant. It's Trickett Smith looking to get past Barragan. But Barragan is able to clear. It's Bavanganga. Looks long for Trickett Smith. It's a poor touch from Stevenson, sorry. And here's Howarth looking long this time for Kenji. Kenji will get there first under pressure from Harrison. Plays it back for Haid. Haid plays it to the edge of the box for Devine. Thought about the shot for a second, but Haid has it back out wide again now. It's good possession from Marine. Whips it in, looking for Wignall. It's just fell to the edge of the box. It's Devine. It's fell nicely for Kenji. And it's a great opportunity from Lewis Riley there. The ball fell to Kenji. He thought he was going to strike. Instead, he plays it across the box for Lewis Riley. And his effort just goes straight into the hands of Danny Roberts. And that was a gaping opportunity for Riley. Long ball forward from the goalkeeper. Eventually runs out for a Marine throw, which Carl Haid will take. And Marine really should be 1-0 up now. Haid to take the throw. Just looking for an option down the line. Bavinganga meets it and it'll be another throw in. Lewis Riley down the line showing himself as an option. Barragan ahead of him too, Haid. Taken towards Riley, who can just chest for Barragan, but intercepted by Grokart. And here's Trickett Smith looking to break down the right wing, but his touch just takes it out of play. And it'll be another throw in for Haid to take on the far side, deep inside his own half. Down the line looking for Riley. Here's Doyle now. Looking long for Kenji. But I think it's just going to run all the way through to Roberts. It does, and he can clear it. Solomon Davis lets it bounce. He's Raven mopping up behind him. Solomon Davis play it back to Bailey Passant, who is able to clear. It's Bavan Ganga with a clearance of his own for Howarth, who can bring it forward from defence under pressure from Trickett Smith. Finds Hay down the line, keeps it in, and it's Barragan now. Riley is fouled. Neil Young is incensed over on the far side. It's not a great challenge on Lewis Riley. So about 11.5 minutes played. Still 0-0. It's going to be a free kick for Marine. David Raven has gone forward, as has Mark Howarth. A slightly smaller 11 for Marine today, in the absence of Niall Cummins. Owen Watkinson not playing too. So not as much of a aerial threat as perhaps they have been. It's Barragan to take the free kick. Looking towards the back post for Mark Howarth. Falls to Wignall, about 25 yards from goal. Thought about the shot, but instead played it wide for Raven. Raven will whip it in. Oh, it's just flicked on by Harrison and out for a corner. And it looks like Alex Doyle is going to come over to take. So it's going to be an in-swinging corner from the left from Alex Doyle. Every Leek Town player in and around their own penalty area here, trying to defend this corner. The ball's whipped in, and it's head behind. It looks like Mark Howarth is headed over. It's going to be a goal kick. So it's going to be a goal kick, which Roberts will take. The players congregate on Leek's right. And that's where it goes, looking for Grice. And Raven can just put it into safety for a throw-in. Bavinganga will take the throw-in. Trickett Smith shows himself as option, but Wakefield is also down the line. But Barragan just cuts it out before it can get to the winger. Throw-in once again to be taken by Jesse Bavanganga. Here's Trickett Smith now looking to whip it in for Stevenson, but cleared by Howarth and again by Devine, and once more by Wignall. Here's Kenji now with his back to goal inside his own half, picked up by Reeves. Wignall looking to put some pressure on. Long ball forward into the feet of Grice. He miscontrols it, but Leek have come away with the ball. Here's Trickett Smith. Stevenson, sorry. Tries a shot from long range. Raven intercepts. And now it's out for Solomon Davis, who can look to bring the ball forward for Marine. He's got Kenji down the line for him. He finds Kenji. He looks to cut inside. Showed a little bit too much of it to Ryder, though. And there's Harrison. He's Ryder's centre-back partner. Just cleared it down the line, and now David Raven has it. Looking infield for Barragan. And all the way back to Bailey Passant. Here's Howarth. He's trying one of his long diagonals, but he does so often. Looking for Kenji, but just headed away by Harrison this time. Here's Doyle. Into Kenji again. He's got it past Keenan. He's now about 25 yards from goal. He tries his luck, and it's straight down the keeper's throat there, too close to the keeper. That's an easy catch for Danny Roberts. A quarter of an hour played, still 0-0. Both sides have looked encouraging going forward. Have to say Leek have probably enjoyed more possession in dangerous areas than Marine, as Grice looks to play it forward for Wakefield, but intercepted by Hayde. Here's Doyle now with the ball in midfield, and he's just showed a bit too much of that to Reeves. And here's Grice. Plays back for Trickett Smith. Out wide for Wakefield. Wakefield plays it out for Bavanganga. Now is Stevenson. Back down the line for Bavanganga. Trickett Smith comes in. Here's Stevenson looking to run down the line. Gets a low cross in, but intercepted by Howarth, who can just dink it away for Ryan Wignall. Here's Devine. And out wide for Solomon Davis. It's Devine trying a long diagonal of his own. Looking for Riley, but not quite enough on it. And Bavanganga can just play it back for his keeper, who can clear. And now here's Howarth. Just gets there before Stevenson. And here's Barragan now. Again, looking down the left wing for Hayde. It's a good control. Tries to get it in towards Riley, but too close to the Leek defence, really, that one. Here's Keenan, the left back, looking down the line for Grice. Tries to flick it on, but just shows it to Barragan instead. Here's Devine in midfield. Good play from Devine, gets it through to Wignall, who then plays it wide for Solomon Davis. Riley has it now, dropping a bit deeper, the striker. Looks to thread a ball through for Solomon Davis, but takes a nick on the way through and runs to the goalkeeper. Here's Bavanganga. In towards the feet of Grice once again, but it's a poor touch. And here's Barragan inside his own half. Now Hayde on the halfway line. Looking down the line for Kenji. I think Kenji will just about not keep it in on this occasion. A little bit too much on that one. For Marine's top goal scorer. Another goal for him on Wednesday night at Bradford Park Avenue, of course. So Bavanganga will take a throw in now. It's Wakefield. And now it's Kenji. He can nick it off him. Plays it back for Riley. Well, Riley thinks about the shot, turns, instead lays it off for Barragan. Oh, it's a strong challenge from Barragan on Reeves, and I think Barragan might just pick up a yellow card for that. I think his studs were low, and he did win the ball, but there was a lot of force behind him. It was a little bit two-footed. And I think it's going to be the first yellow card of the match for James Barragan. It was just a short ball played back from Riley towards Barragan, but there wasn't really enough speed on the pass. Meant that Barragan just sort of had to lunge in and try and win the ball back. There was too much force on the challenge, according to the referee, Callum Jones. So the free kick is going to be taken by Danny Roberts, the Leek Town goalkeeper. Looks down the right wing, but headed clear by Barragan. And the ball is just going to run out of play on around the halfway line for a Leek throw. Last touch coming off of Lewis Riley. Bavanganga looks down the line. Stevenson's there, but his flick on is cleared away by Howarth. Kept in by Bavanganga. It's all a bit of a scramble on around the halfway line there. It's resulted in a Marine free kick after a foul on Kenji. Barragan plays it quickly into Devine, who once again plays it wide for Solomon Davis. He can run at Stevenson now. Keenan's come to support. And there's Harrison. Strong challenge from Devine. Shouts of handball as the ball was flicked forward there by Solomon Davis, but nothing given apart from a free kick to Leek for a challenge on Harrison. A free kick in the left back position for Leek, to be taken by Roberts again. Looks down the line for Grice, just misses it, and it's a run out for throw-in. Solomon Davis is going to take it this time. Raven clears, looking for Wignall. But he's just flicked forward for Leek. And here is Stevenson inside the Marine box now. Solomon Davis needs to be careful. Him and Howarth have just about come away with it. Solomon Davis goes down wanting a free kick, but I think he went over a little bit too easily there. Here's Keenan. Plays it down the line for Grice. In towards Trickett Smith. Under challenge from Doyle, but back out for Keenan on this left-hand side. He can whip a ball in now, but the ball has just crossed the line. And it's going to be a throw-in for Marine to be taken by Solomon Davis. Solomon Davis looks down the line for Devine, but Grocott is just in his back there. Now here's Kenji on the right wing with his back to goal. Lays it off for Solomon Davis. Here's the ball forward, is cleared. Good play from Riley, gets it out wide for Haid. A heavy touch though, and Bavanganga can nick it off him and clear. Howarth looks to ping it forward quickly. But Reeves plays it out wide for Trickett Smith. A little 1-2 with Stevenson. And Trickett Smith can get it out wide for Grice. It's Bavanganga now with the ball. Into Trickett Smith, who can just lay it back for Harrison. Brings it forward from defence and tries to find Stevenson with the ball wide, but it's just gone out of play for a Marine throw-in. About halfway through the first half now, still goalless. As Haid looks to bring it forward now for Marine. Cuts in and looks to find Kenji with the ball. He just can't quite control it. It was a difficult one. And the keeper plays it quickly out for Keenan. Plays a long ball looking down the line. Bailey Passant just about keeps it in. Is he is in no particular hurry to get the ball back up the pitch. It's a long ball forward, looking for Riley. It comes through to Kenji, who just takes it down the line. He's got Harrison for company. Cuts back inside. Tries to fire it in towards the 6-yard box. The last touch, I think, came off Ryder, but nothing to worry about for Danny Roberts, the goalkeeper. A long ball forward into Stevenson. Tries to head it on for Grice. It's just gone behind. It's just gone out for a throw-in on the left-hand side for Haid. Barragan shows himself as a short option, but is very quickly tracked by Wakefield. So it's just going to be thrown down the line. Here's Kenji now. Controls it for Riley to ping it down the line. Looking for Wignall, but it's just going to be watched by Harrison. He's done well to win a throw in there off Wignall. So a throw in to be taken by Bavanganga now. And cleared by the right back. It's Howarth. Heads it down the line for Haid. Haid looks to switch it quickly for Solomon Davis, but too much curl on it, and Keenan comes away. Here is Grocott. And it should be a Marine throw-in. With the last touch coming off of Billy Reeves. Not happy with the referee's decision. Solomon Davis just throws it back for David Raven. Mark Howarth has it now. Into midfield with Ryan Wignall. Looking to get Kenji in down the right hand side. It's just a bit too far wide, so he's had to play it back for Wignall. Good play from Marine this. Little 1-2 with Solomon Davis. And there's not enough angle on the pass, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. The attendance for today's match has been announced. It's 514, so good attendance here in Leek at Harrison Park. Long ball forward from Roberts gets us back underway. Looking flicked on by Trickett Smith. but runs through to Bailey Passant in goal. Passant will once again play a long ball forward. Met by Haid, just about. Tries to get it for Wignall, but cleared in the end. It's going to be a throw in for Marine. Just inside their own half, to be taken by Haid. Haid looks down the line, thinks about throwing it, and stops himself. Looks down the line for Riley, the short option, who can turn in towards Barragan. Has to be careful now, of course, on a yellow card. And Doyle looks to play Riley back down the left wing. And he's just put it behind. It's too much force on the pass, and it's gone out for a throw in. So here is Bavanganga with the throw. Reeves makes himself a short option. Wakefield also down the line is used. Wakefield just loses out to Barragan, and now Haid can come away with it down the left wing. Just cuts back in towards Barragan, who tries to smash it goalwards. And now Doyle does well to put Trickett Smith off there, and it's a heavy touch from the number 10. Puts it out for a throw in for Marine. Haid down the line looking for Riley. Kenji's had his back climbed on there from Grokart. And now they tried to come away with it, Leek, but just a misplaced pass, and Doyle was able to pick it up. And now here's Solomon Davis. Divine. Good tempo to this match now. Tries to play it wide for Solomon Davis, just intercepted. Here's Reeves. Tries to play it back towards Keenan, but he's just let it run out of play. It's going to be a throw in for Marine. Solomon Davis will take. As we approach the half-hour mark, still goalless. Here's Solomon Davis now. Doyle has to react quickly under pressure, but he does that. Plays back for Raven. Raven goes all the way back to Passant. Howth will take it off him. Looks infield for Wignall, who lets it run for Riley. Good play from Wignall there. Out for Solomon Davis, who looks to get a low crossing. It's just put behind for a corner by Keenan. So it's another chance to get bodies in the box now for Marine. Every Leek Town player is back defending this one. Solomon Davis will stay back for the Mariners. Kenji, as he usually does, is just stood on the goalkeeper as the ball is whipped in by Barragan towards Mark Howth at the back post, but just too much height on it. And it's gone out for a throw-in on the far side. Throw-in taken quickly for Wakefield. Just nicked off him there from Riley. And now here's Doyle. Riley in the box now on the left-hand side. Has a shot with the left foot, but it's easily gathered by Roberts. A lot of power on it, but not much direction. Straight at the goalkeeper. And a long ball forward from Roberts is flicked on by Grice. Looking for Trickett Smith. Trickett Smith has come away with it now. Cuts back onto his right. Looks to curl one. And it's a great effort. He's hit the post from about 25 yards. Inside the post, he's rattled. Passant was beaten. What an opportunity that was for Leek. It was a brilliant bit of play from Dan Trickett Smith to cut back onto his right and bend one. A low curler with his right foot. Now here's Keenan. Plays it in for Grokart, but it's just tackled by Raven, who can bring it forward now. Looks to play Kenji in down the right wing, but too much on that. And it's gone through to Roberts. Here's Ryder. Plays a diagonal out for his left back, Keenan. Inside for Grokart. And it's a great tackle from Wignall. Sliding just to pick it up and then plays it off for Divine. Tries to play it wide for Neil Kenji. But it's a misplaced pass from Divine.
Goals are raining in at 1874 North, which Mosley went 3 up. Again, unknown goal scorer, but Jake Parker
Keenan takes a quick throw, and they try to get it back down the line. But now here's Trickett Smith, plays it wide for Bavanganga. It's not the best touch, but he's just about come away with it. And here's Wakefield now. Back to Bavanganga. Looking down the line for Grice. It's great play from Leek. It's a bit of attack again. Here's Grice. It's just behind him from the cutback from Wakefield. But now here's Bavanganga. He's nicked it off Barragan. Again tries to play a quick cutback, but it's just forced Stevenson further back than he would have wanted. Stevenson cutting on the right foot. A low effort, not a lot of power and not a lot of direction, straight at the goalkeeper. But a good spell from Leek there. But dangerous with these quick 1-2s that are playing down the wings. Wakefield's got a couple of the balls into the box. Haven't yet carved out a goal scoring opportunity from these low crosses, but the closest we've come from Dan Trickett Smith's low curling effort hitting the inside of a post. Long ball forward for Riley, but he's taken off him by Wakefield. And Riley can win it back off Bavanganga. And if it goes behind, I'm sure that'll be a corner. But it's going to be a goal kick. Bavanganga just watches it out of play. Roberts will take the goal kick now for the home side. Long ball played forward, looking for Stevenson. It's a very fluid front line for Leek. All popping up in different positions. Stevenson spending a bit of time on the left, then coming over to the right. Wakefield, of course, on that right hand side as well. Trickett Smith popping up in different positions. Here's Reeves. It's a good ball wide for Keenan. Plays it inside for Stevenson. Back to Reeves now. Ball on the right hand side of the pitch now. Trickett Smith with a ball at his feet. Whipped in by Reeves. And it's fumbled by Bailey passing. He came out to gather the cross. And it's just slipped through his fingers, and it's 1-0 to Leek. It's a bit of a freak goal. The weather today is very, it's very poor. Very wet, very windy. And Billy Reeves gives Leek Town a 1-0 lead. It's a poor mistake from Bailey Passant there. Should have gathered the cross. It's just slipped through his fingers and into the back of the net. Marine or a goal down. So now Marine have more of a challenge, I suppose, against a very good Leek team. I've started this game well. Of course, we're 6th in the league, right in that playoff hunt. 1 point off the playoffs before today. A win would potentially see them up to 4th. Here's Haid now down the left-hand side for Marine. Looking for a quick response. Tries to play it back to Wignall, but just cut out from by Wakefield. So 10 minutes to go before the break. Can Marine find an equaliser before the half-time whistle? That's a free kick to be taken by Roberts now. Just outside his box, over on that far side, on the right-hand side. Plays it long, looking for Stevenson, again, who's come across. He's won the header, but the flick on is won by David Raven. It's Kenji now, good control. Tries to play it off for Devine, but just managed to get a toe in there. Did Ryder. Keenan looks to play it down the line, looking for Grice. Raven can't quite leave it for the goalkeeper, so he's had to clear. And now is Devine looking down the line once again for Kenji. But there's too much on that, and it will run behind for a goal kick. So a goal kick to be taken by Roberts. A mountain to climb for the Mariners. Currently 2 points clear at the top of the league, although they have got a couple of games in hand. Here's Wakefield looking to come away down the right hand side now. Fires a low one towards goal, but hits Howarth and comes back out. Here's Bavanganga. Big switch of play over towards Stevenson. Oh, Solomon Davis slipped. And Stevenson into the box now. Tries to drill it goalwards, but put behind by Bailey Passant. It's a bad mistake from Solomon Davis there. Just slipped at the wrong time. Gave Stevenson an open run into the box, really. He got down towards the byline and would inside a corner. Bavanganga has stayed back for Leek. So it's just going to be a... the referee's just going to have a word with Stevenson. I'm not sure what's gone off in that far corner. The steward's not happy with something. Looks like the steward's just talking to the referee. Anyway, it looks like we're going to get back underway with the corner. It's coming towards the near post. And Keenan looks to try and get it back in once again. The header's won by Trickett Smith, but he heads it over. Passant gets us back underway with a goal kick. Looking for Riley, but it's cleared by Wakefield once again. Passant has it back in his hands. The Leek fans starting to make a bit of noise as their side are 1-0 to the good. Here's Doyle with the ball at his feet now. Looks sort of down the line for Haid. It's given him a lot to do. It's just watched out by Bavanganga. Here's Bavanganga again. Looking down the line for Trickett Smith. He seems to be the one making things happen for the home side. The number 10. Popping up in different positions. Looks very comfortable with the ball at his feet. As Roberts has the ball at his feet now. And it's a long ball played forward by the keeper. Headed clear by Raven. Here's Riley now. Tries to control. It's just nicked off him by Wakefield. Back to Bavanganga. It's Stevenson again. With a bit of space now, about 35 yards from goal. Just plays it wide for Keenan, the left back, who can play it infield for Reeves. The midfielder plays it out for Bavanganga. Good spell of possession for Leek. Stevenson tries to play it down the line for Wakefield, but it's just got behind for a goal kick. I'll just read out a couple of latest scores in the Northern Premier League West Division. 1874 Northwich 2, Mossley 3, Bootle 1, Warrington Rylands 2, Glossop North End 0, Kidsgrove 0, Newcastle Town 1, Trafford 0, Prescott Cables 0, City of Liverpool 0, and Widnes 1, Kendal 1. Ramsbottom versus Clitheroe and Colne versus Runcorn Linnets both postponed due to waterlogged pitches. So 5 minutes to go until half time. Leek 1, Marine 0. A goal from Billy Reeves, the difference between the two sides so far. Bavanganga looks down the line and is cleared by Howarth. It's going to be another throw in for Leek Town on around the halfway line. And the throw in this time, looking for Stevenson down the line. Headed out by Doyle. It's Bavanganga again, looking down the line for Grice, making his 400th appearance today for Leek. Haid looks down for Kenji, but it's just beaten to it. It's a bit isolated so far, Kenji. Not had a lot of the ball. Now is Howarth on the halfway line. Looks to bring it forward. Back to David Raven. And now, first time ball forward from Bavanganga. Just runs behind for a goal kick. Not long to go now till half time. Can Marine just nick an equaliser on the stroke of half time? You see it so often, where a goal just before half time can change the outlook of a match. Here's Kenji now down the left hand side. Does well to get past his man, swings the ball into the box, but gathered this time by Roberts. You just wonder when Marine might think about introducing the new signing George Newell on loan from Southport, only until mid-January. Is Raven with a clearance. Riley looks to control on the halfway line, but it's just put out by Bavanganga. But for a goal, a throw-in. Haid down the line, intercepted by Wakefield, who looks to clear, but his touch has just put it out for another throw. So Marine gain a few yards with the throw-in. Down the line, looking for Riley again. Here's Barragan, playing on sort of the left-hand side of a diamond today. And the flag goes up from Peter Brown that Kenji is offside. So it's going to be another another free kick for Leek. About 90 seconds to go until half time, with just 1 minute added on. So it'll actually be 2.5 minutes. It's a bit of an early signal there from the fourth official. Still got a minute of normal time to go. It's Howarth. It's Doyle now. Looks long for Wignall, who's got a bit of space on the halfway line. Closed down from Grocott. But Doyle now can look to play it wide for Solomon Davis, but it's a late challenge on Doyle. I think it's from Grice. And it's going to be a free kick for Marine, to be taken by Bailey Passon. And Bailey Passon is just struggling to get the ball to stop rolling here. It's very windy today. He does, and pings the ball forward. But here's Stevenson now, looking to counter-attack for Leek. Tries to play in Wakefield down the right wing, but it's just intercepted and out for a throw-in. Bavanganga will take. As we enter the final seconds of regulation time, of course 1 minute just added on. The throw-in's flicked forward from Stevenson, looking for Grice, and it's put out of play by David Raven. He's captain's Marine today in Niall Cummings' absence. It's Bavanganga with the throw-in. Down the line for Wakefield. Just lets it run. Gets to the byline. Whips into a decent area, but there's no player there for Leek. No player there at all, really. And Grocott picks it up in midfield and can swing a ball out for Bavanganga. In towards Stevenson. A decent touch if Wakefield can get there. He just about can keep it in. He's one-on-one with Haid. and he's tried to win a corner, but it's just rebounded back off of Jack Wakefield. And we've got a goal kick, which will probably be the last action of the first half, according to my timings. And it is. It's 1. Referee blows for half time. Billy Reeves' goal, the only difference between the two sides, after his cross fumbled through the hands of Bailey Passant and into the goal. Lewis Riley had a decent chance early on in the game to give Marine the lead, but at half time it's Leek Town 1, Marine 0. Join me in 15 minutes for the second half.